Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Finished training for the day? Time to fight post-workout fatigue with Core Power Protein Shakes. They're packed with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle and electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to help your body replenish, rebuild, and repair post-workout so you can power on to the next one. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Visit corepower.com to learn more.
She asked you to go somewhere to see physical samples?
She had said, oh, if you'd like to, and we can go together, but you have to pretend that I'm your mother, and you can't tell her that I'm working with you.
This is the plaintiff, Kim Criscola. She says she hired the plaintiff to design her a new kitchen, and over the next 4 months, she found out it was becoming harder and harder to deal with her. She has no idea what the lady was trying to pull because she was never available to meet, go over kitchen designs, and she wants the $2,000 she gave her returned because the woman did absolutely nothing. This is the defendant, Judith. She says this whole thing with the plaintiff's making her furious because she's been in business 42 years and has an impeccable reputation. She spent 7 months working with this woman, and when she asked her for more money because she was taking so long to commit to a kitchen, the woman flipped out. Oh, her? Ha! She's accused of not doing anything.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Kim Criscola.
Criscola.
You
yes.
are suing Judith. You've asked to be referred to only by your first name.
Yes.
For $2,000, a deposit that you gave her that you say was for cabinets and that she has not provided. Tell me what's going on.
Okay. We hired a defendant on April 22nd, 2013 for kitchen designs and cabinets.
May I see did you sign a contract?
Oh,
with
yeah.
her?
I have a contract.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right.
So we gave her $2,000 on that day, and verbally we were told that that $2,000 would be applied toward the cabinetry order. I specifically asked her.
It's actually in the contract in writing. It's not just verbal. Okay.
That's correct. I didn't get that on that day, though. I didn't get that until July.
Okay.
So on that day, it was just verbal between us. But I had inquired. I said, are there additional fees? Is there hourly fees, consulting fees? She said, no. I get paid through the order of my cabinets. So in the agreement, which you're looking at, signed by her on July 23rd, the very first line, retainer of $2,000 is required for design, and this $2,000 will be applied toward cabinetry order. Well, Judith never showed us any samples of any cabinets. I'm just going to go back to the contract for one more second because there's another important thing. There is no mention anywhere of the retainer of $2,000 expiring, because that comes up later.
Okay.
So she helped to design the kitchen. She came a couple of times. Then when it was time to look at the cabinets, she never showed me any cabinets. I needed to see what I was purchasing, so.
You mean she didn't show you physical samples?
Exactly.
Okay. Did she ask you to go somewhere to see physical samples?
She had said, oh, if you'd like to, and we can go together, but you have to pretend that I'm your mother, and you can't tell her that I'm working with you. She told me to go to this place called Kitchens and Baths, but she never made it to that appointment. So I went to this showroom.
What do you mean she didn't make it to that appointment?
She didn't show up to go there.
Did you have a specified time?
We talked about a day to go, and she canceled that day to go. But I still went because I wanted to see these cabinets.
That's fine. That's not her not showing up. She canceled the appointment beforehand. You didn't go and wait for her. She canceled the appointment beforehand.
Yes.
And then did you folks reschedule?
I tried to reschedule with her countless times. I have all the phone records.
Okay. Do you have any texts or emails back and forth?
Yes, I do.
May I see those?
Sure. I even called her 3 times in one day, offering to go where she worked to look at the cabinets.
Okay.
And she said, no, that's not possible. Then she emailed me on 8/14 that my retainer was expiring, and that she would need
Wait, back it up. The contract is dated what? July 23rd, but you
yes.
entered into it in what, May?
April.
April.
That's when we gave her a check for $2,000. I have a copy of that as well. Her sister was going through some hard times. She didn't give me a receipt that day. It was all in good faith on my part.
On August 1st is an email from her to you saying, I can't make it today, tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday afternoon. What would happen with those meetings? I can't come Sunday, but I can make it Monday. But what I don't see is you're picking and choosing the emails. I kind of want to see all of them.
I have other ones.
Yeah, I want to see all the emails. I want to know what you say to her and what she says to you. What's going on? She says that you're not doing your part of the job, which is to show her samples so that she can pick.
No, that story's not true.
So when were you available to show her samples?
I have.
Do you have the samples here that you showed her?
No, can I explain? You want the emails or you want me to explain?
Both. Let me see the emails.
Okay. And she's right about my sister. My sister passed away. She had cancer, so I was preoccupied. So
I'm very sorry about that.
Yeah, so am I. She was a heart transplant patient and suffered a lot. So anyway, our agreement was what you see, plus verbally I had shared with her that, and I do this with every client, she's not anything new. The $2,000 is a retainer for me to get started on the job.
Right.
With design.
Yeah, and the $2,000 to be applied to cabinets.
No.
No, yeah, I'm reading from your contract.
Yes.
A retainer of $2,000 is required for kitchen designs. This $2,000 will be applied towards cabinetry order.
Yes, but I always give the client the option, if they decide, and it's not in the agreement, because I know.
Okay.
I already know. And there's a reason for that, but I'm going to pass that by unless you ask. Verbally, I had said that if you decide, because a lot of people do that sometimes, is if they decide
not to go forward with the cabinets,
right.
The $2,000 is your fee for design.
Thank you
Here's
very
the
much.
problem. She says she never had a design fee agreement with you. That her agreement with you is the one that's right in front of my eyeballs, which is I want to order cabinets. Her complaint is I tried to order cabinets, Judge, but actually, your complaint is I tried to order cabinets, and before she would never show up, and then all of a sudden she had extra demands because according to you, she said she sends you an email that says what?
On August 14th, she emailed me that my retainer has expired. She said she would need $3,000 more to continue working with her. We had no problem giving her more money.
You actually do say to her, listen, do you expect me to work until eternity for $2,000? As I explained, at this point, I have only worked for $15 an hour. Perhaps I should give you more time and expect to work for minimum wage?
That's what Judith had said to me.
And that's in response to the problem that you say to her, I'm going to need more money from you. I'm going to need $3,000 more dollars from you.
Let me explain. She kept on pushing me off. I said, did you talk to your husband about the cabinetry?
Yeah, but wait, stop.
She doesn't even
talk to her husband about cabinetry until you show her something that she picks out that you price.
But I did price it out.
Did you ever show her samples?
She gave me a photo and said,
did you ever show her samples?
Yes. I showed her.
According to you, she never showed you samples.
She never showed me.
Yes,
she showed you photographs.
No, those are actually my photographs. I said I like cabinets similar to that.
Did she ever show you physical samples?
No,
Who's the man behind you, your husband?
Yes,
Yeah, he's raising his hand,
we never saw samples of cabinets. She bought samples of countertops.
Okay, did you ever show her samples of cabinets? That's what we're talking about.
Yes, I had a colonial door style, which is what this is. And then I said to her, go to this company I work with.
But why, if you're the kitchen designer, I don't understand.
Because she kept pushing it off.
Do you have any, okay, I can work with you on that.
All right.
That's fine. Show me evidence that she kept pushing it off. Because the emails, do you have a stack of emails you want me to look at? Where? This one? This one? Okay. Because I need you to pull out, this is 1 inch thick. I need you to pull out the ones that show her pushing you off. Because the ones that she shows me, of course, are hand-picked to show you canceling on her. So if you have stuff where she cancels on you, I'd like to see that.
Okay.
I don't know who you are, but get to it. I don't know. She expects you to get to it. Yeah, I know. That was my reaction when she handed me an inch worth of emails. Show me where she pushed you. God, who are you to her?
I'm her son.
Oh, okay, yeah, work. Okay, go ahead. How did this break down like
Hold
this?
on. Because she was pushing me.
But you say pushing you, but it's June and July when you guys are talking about this. In fact, it's August 14th.
It's a lot of work. It's not only the design, it's the decorating, it's a lot of work. And she kept telling me that they had a problem with their agreement with however they were getting the money to do this renovation on the house.
Do you have evidence of that?
No, just that she told me that. And
Did you
also
tell her
working-
that
I
you
also
somehow
worked with the
were not
architect.
ready to pick cabinets?
No.
Okay.
What?
According to
Never.
you were ready to pick cabinets.
Yes, and I kept
And
asking.
you've pointed
have
out
the
several emails where you say,
Where are
I
the
want to see the
cabinets?
samples of the
Hold
cabinets.
on.
So all I need, just a second, what I need from you now is proof of your version that she's the delay and not you. And perhaps it's most fair, since your son is just fanning himself, hand her those emails. Let her have a chance to look through them.
What am I looking
I will
for?
patiently wait. Don't get flustered. I want you to look through them and show me where she's the delay in picking the cabinets. In other words, prove to me that you are ready, willing, and able to show her samples. And
No, I won't.
Okay.
No, I won't.
Why not?
No, because I was being taken advantage of for 6 months.
And
Hold on.
all I
And
need you to do is prove it. I need each side to prove what they're saying. She's proved what she's
don't.
saying. So now I just need to see that you were being taken advantage of. That means you are showing her samples and she won't pick.
The cabinets take 3 months.
It doesn't matter. They take 3 months after I pick. I can't pick them unless you show them to me, right?
I
So
already did
I
that.
just need to see where she refuses to pick them. I need to see something. She won't meet you. She's the one canceling the appointments. That's what I need to see, because then you're right. You're absolutely right. She's just kicking the can
I
down.
priced out the job, which she asked.
Say it again.
I priced out the job. That's a lot of work to do that.
I never even got something
Stop.
priced.
Stop.
Welcome back to the People's Court. RV11 here. So should the judge consider, the upset that the defendant was going through in deciding how much slack you give her?
I don't think so, because a deal was a deal and that wasn't supposed to happen. So even if it was...
She's saying, though, my sister got sick, my sister died. I mean, is that something the judge can consider?
Excuses are not allowed. A deal is a deal. That's how I feel.
Anybody have any...
There's some compassion to be given to the woman who lost her.
By the judge?
By the judge, there's some leeway. I mean, if she was 3 months late because of it, then no, she has no right to have not finished the job. But if she needed a day or two to, deal with it.
But it was more than a day or two. That's the issue. Okay, going inside the courtroom.
I don't want to hear conclusions anymore. I want to see evidence.
Okay.
Don't tell me she took advantage of me. No, I need you to prove to me that she took advantage of me.
He's got it.
Your Honor, the customer sent very early on my mom many pictures
Right.
of the cabinets that she actually wanted.
Right.
They're all the same door style.
Right. Okay. So then
those are
why
the
can't you show her a proposed door?
She did. She priced out the job with these.
No, you think that from the
I
pictures
understand.
you can price
She
out the
doesn't
job
have a-
and she needs to pay
she-
more
no,
money.
no.
But she wants to see the cabinet door you're going to
And
use.
I
Just a second, let me finish. She is entitled to. By the way, when you price this out, you price this out at what price? The kitchen was going to be what?
I don't know.
About
20?
Wait, I thought you said it's a lot of work to price it out. Didn't you price it out? What was it?
Yeah, 20.
Well, look, Mom.
20, I don't know, 28, I think.
Okay, so for $28,000, she's entitled. You are talking about $28,000, right?
Yeah.
She's entitled to see the specific.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
You're
but
not-
wait a second. If you have a carpenter who's going to build it, then you ask the carpenter to build the one door so she can see the girth, the heft, the weight, the whatever, the look, the paint. How do you expect her to pay the $28,000 or to pay the next $3,000 without knowing that she wants that cabinetry?
Your Honor, she was directed to a showroom that had the
Did your
door
mother
style.
go there with her?
Apparently
Did you
not.
cancel that
No,
appointment?
yes, I did.
Okay, so she's going to go to a showroom and pick. That's not kitchen
But
designing.
I told her exactly
But
what
it
door
wasn't-
style.
It wasn't just the door style. My mother spent months on fabrics and countertops
What fabrics?
and appliances.
What countertops?
Excuse me, and appliances.
Samples
Just a
didn't ask
second.
for.
What? Wait, stop. What fabrics and what? There's no. I don't see in any of the emails talk about fabrics.
I don't give that out so easy.
No,
I
and
don't know what you're
samples that I
saying.
didn't
There's no
request.
evidence
Okay.
of fabric
The
picking.
appliances. She priced out the appliances.
Did she price out
No, I
appliances?
helped her.
Stop. Did she price out appliances?
No, I went myself to Appliance World with my husband, and we chose all of our appliances ourselves.
We have evidence that we did choose cabinets shortly after she broke the agreement. of canceled checks with the new cabinet person within a month.
And the price
And
that
it's a significant amount of money, too.
The price she verbally quoted me, I never saw anything down on paper. It was $37,000, I think it was $500.
Without appliances?
Without appliances for our cabinets.
Okay, for that kind of money for wood,
I would like
somebody
to see
should
them.
create a door for you.
Thank you.
All right, but hold on one sec.
I do a lot higher than that.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you just said. That you do a lot. You do a lot more than that.
I sure do.
You know, for $37,000 for the cabinets, I would expect you to have your cabinet maker. First of all, you should already have them, but if you don't, give you a few samples of a door so she can pick and bring her the samples that coincide with her very specific instructions about what she wants. Not for you to send her to some other place to look at stuff, and then she doesn't show up. And then there's an email saying, you owe me another $3,000 because your thing expired. That's it. Now there's no relationship between them because now they start in 20-page run-on, single-spaced emails. They're both insulting each other at that point. They can't work together anymore.
No.
I mean, do you have evidence to support what you're saying? Because you, ma'am, tried to change the contract. I need to show your authority to have changed that contract.
If I did it.
Okay, my verdict is for the plaintiff and the amount of $2,000. You need to return the money.
Thank you very much.
Fine. It was worth it.
Let's get some comment from the defendant here. After you heard the gavel come down, decision for the plaintiff, what's your reaction to that?
Move on.
Why?
What am I going to do about it?
What went wrong here? Why did it wind up in court?
If I had to do it all over again, I would do the same thing because I've done it and I've never had an issue. So it has to do with clientele.
Okay. All right, right around the corner there on your way out. So step on in here. What's your feeling coming out of the courtroom after all that?
I'm very happy. I'm very pleased. I feel that justice was done as it should be. And that's it. Very happy.
What happened to the kitchen?
We hired a different kitchen designer, and it's on its way to being done.
Okay. Harvey?
Okay, I mean, it's really simple. Emotional upset is no justification for delaying a contract. It may be an issue of compassion, but compassion and the law often don't meet. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Hey, this is Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast, here to tell you that Michelob Ultra, the official beer partner of the NBA, is bringing NBA fans closer than ever this season with chances to win great prizes, including courtside tickets. Enter now at MichelobUltra.com/courtside. Michelob Ultra Courtside 25 to 26. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21 plus. Begins on October 1st, 2025 and ends on June 30th, 2026. Multiple entry periods. See official rules at MichelobUltra.com/courtside for free entry deadlines, prizes, and details.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least that was the plan. Except now the dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for this day.
This is the plaintiff, Roger Davis. He says the defendant was driving like a maniac in his souped-up hot rod, lost control on the highway, crashed into a wall, ricocheted off the wall, and T-boned him. Then the guy gets out of the car and runs away as his car ignited and burned to a crisp. He was injured in the crash, has to go to physical therapy. His car's totaled, and he's suing for $5,000, the state max. This is the defendant, Ron. He says his gas pedal got stuck. He tried to put the car in reverse, but it kept going, and he panicked and hit the wall. The plaintiff was nowhere near the crash, and he never bounced off the wall into his car. This guy's an opportunist who's trying to cash in, trying to get over on him, and is also trying to get over on Judge Milian. He's accused of being a one-man wrecking crew.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant was speeding, hit a wall, and T-boned him. It ended in a fiery crash. The defendant says the plaintiff is a fraud. His car wasn't even touched. It's the case of bumper thumper.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Roger Davis, you are suing Ron. You've asked us to refer to you only by your first name for $5,000. You say you're out actually more than that in damages as a result of a car accident that you say was his fault. Tell me what happened.
Yes, Your Honor.
Actually, maybe you could tell me on that diagram.
Certainly. Pick a car. Okay. I was driving a silver Mercedes, which the closest one would be, well...
I'll use my imagination.
Okay. I had exited approximately here and noticed...
Which are you, blue?
I'm the red.
You're red.
And his car was white, so we'll use the white as his.
Fine.
Okay. I had exited from the westbound belt down here and had come
That's the first time that's happened. I'm sorry. I'm enjoying it. Go ahead.
Okay. And I noticed the defendant's vehicle behind me excessively speeding. Upon getting to this point, the suspect's vehicle...
Defendant.
Well, the defendant's vehicle changed from this lane, which was an exiting lane, which is the side road of the Van Wyck Expressway North, and had come over, and as I was turning, I noticed his tires spinning.
So you knew he was out of control?
Yes, and dust being kicked up, and it became foggy. There were also two cars here that he tried to avoid hitting. Approximately here, he hit this wall, and as I was coming around, he ricocheted off the wall and slammed into me.
And where did your car go?
And my car hit this retaining wall here. And then his car proceeded this direction and ignited and became a charcoal briquette on the highway.
Oh my goodness. Were you hurt?
No.
Okay.
And I had come to a stop because
Were you hurt?
Yes, I have 8 herniated discs in my neck and back as a result of this accident. So...
Do you have a personal injury lawsuit pending somewhere?
I do. But that's in...
But you're suing for personal injury here, too?
No, I'm suing for consequential damages.
You're suing for pain medicine and punitive damages. There's no such thing as punitive damages in a case like this. The only thing it could be would be pain and suffering.
Okay.
Do you have a personal injury lawsuit with lawyers pending somewhere else?
I do.
Do they know you're here? You don't think that would be important to tell them?
Well, no.
Because they would have tied you up before letting you come here, because you understand that if I rule on that here, it bars you from recovery there.
Well, I'm suing because...
Do you hear me?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Does it worry you at all what I'm saying? Because you're thinking about defending your decision as opposed to opening your brain to maybe that wasn't the smartest idea. Go on.
Okay.
What happens there?
Okay, so I call the police, and they dispatch the fire trucks because I told them that I believe that the car that hit me ignited on the highway, so they immediately sent out the
Did you ever see him crawl out?
No, he had fled the scene, which was...
Wait, how do you know he fled the scene?
Because he ricocheted off of me and took off.
Oh, the car didn't stay there?
No.
Well, you put the car there, and you didn't tell me it left, and you told me it blew up. I didn't assume that it was a rocket. I assumed that it stopped there when it went on fire. No, you don't need to retrace your steps.
Okay, yeah,
just
bang,
tell me what happens
bang,
after you said that he goes on fire. He just keeps going on fire. So you don't see where he ends up.
No, but I see a huge fireball down the road.
You do see the fireball.
Yes, but it's about 200 or 300 yards away.
Okay.
And the punitive damages that I was seeking...
No, forget your lawsuit. Don't try to be a lawyer. Just tell me what happened. First, I have to hear the facts.
Okay.
Then we'll talk about the law.
Okay.
First, the facts. So you see a fireball 200 or 300 feet away. You hear the fire trucks. Does an ambulance come for you?
Yes.
And do you go to the hospital?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see both the hospital records and the police report, please. Let me hear from you. What happened?
My car hit the wall.
What happened before that part?
What happened before my car hit the wall?
You didn't think I'd ask you that? Come on, what happened?
No, my pedal got stuck. I hit the Jersey barrier, which is about a 3-foot wall. I went forward, and the car threw the car in reverse, and I went perpendicular to the Jersey barrier, and the car tires kept spinning and went up in flames.
Oh my goodness. How did you survive it?
Well, thank God I got out the car, and NYPD officer.
Wait, before you get out of the car, when does the car go up in flames and what part of it goes up in flames?
I got out the car before it went up in flames. Like the tire, it was spinning and it over-revved. Like if you over-revved the car, pretty much the tires were spinning. It was kept moving, but
Why did you turn the car off?
Do everything, it would have been simple just to go like this. But who thinks about that when you're in an accident?
I don't know. How many people might have thought of turning the car off if the worry is that
everything happens so fast?
No, I kind of get that it all happens too fast at the second. But once you're running out of the car, you might want to turn it off. But
just thank God,
Yeah, thank God that nobody was killed in this, because this is the kind of situation where you see people killed.
Exactly.
Okay, worst drivers, men or women?
Oh, women. Women. They get too distracted with makeup calls, cell phones, other things. They're just...
At least he has some reasoning behind it.
Those are really good reasons. I agree with him.
Women?
That is not true.
Okay. Well, I'm not hearing like a big reason on why it's not true.
I've had plenty of ex-boyfriends who had more tickets. I don't even have one.
In your face. Going inside the courtroom.
So what happened to your car? I assume it was a total loss?
It was a total loss.
And you were fully insured? Well,
no, liability.
He was insured,
I had liability.
So you just ate your loss because you didn't have collision, and then the liability you thought covered him.
Well, I will tell you the truth. This gentleman here, I have a couple questions for him.
Okay. You can't ask him directly, but ask me.
I would like to ask him. Did he see me? Because he says he saw my vehicle. I'd like to know, what color does he say my vehicle was?
What color was his car?
If you look at the photographs.
What color was his car?
His car was a white Malibu hot rod, Your Honor.
What's hot rod mean?
Souped up, like.
How do you say? Souped up is an opinion. How was it souped up?
I only caught a glimpse of it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm wondering how you can conclude that.
It looked like it had thick tires. It was jacked up in the back.
What car were you driving?
Was he on some type of pain medication or under the floor? I don't know.
Why do you say that?
Because I like to present some evidence of mine and to give to you so you can look at that, if you don't mind.
Yes.
This is my registration before, of course, the car is
What car were you driving?
I was driving an 83 Malibu wagon.
Okay.
What color?
Excuse you.
I'm sorry.
What, a wagon?
Yes, it's a station wagon.
A souped-up wagon?
No, it's a regular stock car. It's an 83. It's a boat. And the registration...
I can't tell what color that is.
That's
it looks
yellow.
Kind of yellowish, but I can't tell if that's... it actually says yellow on the registration.
All right.
And but, that's easily...
He claims that he saw me.
Do you not think you hit him? How do you know? You're ricocheting off like a billiard ball.
No.
I mean, you're on fire. You're like, do you think you did not hit him?
And I know if something did happen, I wouldn't be afraid to run. But the police came, the fire department came, the tow trucks came, and
Did you flee some scene, or were you there?
I did not flee anywhere.
So
I stayed there. The car's on fire.
Okay.
This gentleman was nowhere.
What is your premise? You don't think you hit him,
right?
So what do you think he? Like, there's a million accidents, but there's a ball of fire.
I mean, he could have got nervous. Maybe he saw my car
that might have happened
and said, "Oh."
Right, but that would be your fault too.
Well, I don't know what happened.
And there's damage to both sides of his car.
It's damage to both sides of his car.
Right, not just one. But if I'm driving and you're out of control in front of me going sideways, and I readjust and hit that's your fault. That one side damage is your fault. But he has damage on both sides.
I don't know what happened. So.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I?
No.
That's not fair.
It is fair. You have a little lawyer complex, and you got to chill. Okay, you have to wait until I ask you a question because I have a certain place I'm going with this, and if it doesn't jive with what you want to do, that's too bad for you. All right, military time 23:04. How long after the accident did you file the lawsuit?
I don't know. The attorneys are handling.
Well, I know, but you were in court, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how long after the accident was that?
Approximately a month.
Okay. So as a result of whatever you did in court, the lawsuit, his insurance company paid the total loss of your car, correct?
I believe to my insurance company. My insurance company paid me.
Right. So his insurance company, so you collected from him through the insurance companies, which is how it's done because you had already collected from your insurance company, the total loss of the car and 2 weeks of rental?
I would assume my insurance company recouped the 2 weeks that they paid for the insurance coverage.
So you are suing in this lawsuit to collect 2 months of rental in addition to those 2 weeks?
Yes.
Why would it take 2.5 months for you to get a replacement car?
Because I was seeking to replace a similar Mercedes to the one I had previously. And my car was, at that point, 15 years old. I, subsequent to that, purchased a 2001 Mercedes, similar in color and almost the exact vehicle. And since they're in short supply, it took a while to track down the appropriate vehicle.
But why would he have to pay for that? What if it takes you 2 years? He's got to pay a rental car for you for 2 years?
Not for 2 years, Your Honor, but he deprived of my vehicle, Your Honor. I mean, I had the right to maintain my vehicle.
That is taken up in the total loss part of your lawsuit.
So
typically, you don't even get a rental on your total loss because the idea is, okay, that's it. There is no. The rental's for while they're repairing it, so you got to get a rental because they're going to repair it. It's a total loss. Go out and buy a new car. They gave you 2 weeks to go out and buy a new car, I guess. So they gave you the 2 weeks of rental. Why would you ever get 2.5 months of rental?
To get a replacement vehicle similar to the one that I had previously took a while to get that.
Well, then that's your petulance that you want the exact similar older model Mercedes that you had previously. You don't get to rent a car for 2.5 months and have him pay for it. That is not a foreseeable expense. But more importantly than that, when I have this, this is the ruling. It's not really a judgment, but I guess it's an oral judgment from the bench that you sent up that says the petition to stay arbitration and coverage to be provided by Progressive Insurance Company. I mean, the only thing I could deem this to mean is that they separated the property damage from the personal injury, if you're telling me the personal injury claim is still pending.
Correct.
That's the only thing it could be.
So
if the property damage part was separated from the personal injury part, you can't sue a second time for property damage. That would include the rental car costs, which if you could, I wouldn't find reasonable anyway. So based on what I am telling you, I am ruling in favor of the defendant on the rental car costs, Carfax and title fee. All of that should have been handled in your first part of this case, where you accepted money from your insurance company, subrogated your claim to the insurance company, and they collected some odd dollars from his insurance company. As for pain medicine and punitive damages, there are no punitive damages in this type of case, and I hesitate to touch anything involving personal injury so as to not jeopardize your personal injury case. So that part will be dismissed without prejudice. That's my ruling. Good luck, folks.
Well, here comes the plaintiff. He didn't get anything in court because you can't sue twice for the same thing. So come on in here, and what's your feeling on the outcome here? You understand the ruling?
Well, I do, but I guess the law is just so confusing because I was attempting to get the money that I paid from out of pocket.
How'd that go?
For a replacement vehicle. It doesn't. Great country, America. You don't. There's no law anymore.
Well, it's good to see you alive.
Yes. I don't know. Maybe this guy was on something. Maybe D hit him. Who knows?
He was calling you the suspect in the court.
You see, I don't know. Like I said, D hit him, so it wasn't me. Maybe.
What's D?
D's nuts. This guy's crazy.
D what?
Huh? D's nuts.
Harvey?
The key here is you cannot try the same issue in a different court. You get one bite of the apple. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
REI Co-op presents a perfect outdoor moment with the perfect gift. Picture this. You're ripping with your favorite person. Bluebird skies, blower powder, and frankly, you're skiing like legends.
So sick. Another lap?
Thanks to REI's curation, from lid to sticks, you nailed the gift.
No way. How'd you know?
Does it get more perfect than that? Give without guessing. Shop in store or visit REI.com.
This is the plaintiff, Marcia Fine. She says she agreed to rent a room from the defendant and was assured there were no smokers in the building because she's a health freak. Turns out the lady directly across the hall was a disgusting chain smoker. She hightailed it out of there, and now the lying defendant won't return her security or unused rent. And she's suing for the $850 she's owed. This is the defendant, Solof Syed Ahmed. She says she was at school, and out of nowhere, without any notice, she gets a text from the plaintiff who tells her she's moving out. The woman demands her money back then. Is she kidding? She can't just up and leave and expect her money to be refunded because now she has to find another renter. She's accused of smoking out a tenant.
All parties, please raise your right hands. Ben.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff says her landlord promised there would be no smokers in the building she rented. She says the person right next door smoked like a chimney, but the defendant says the plaintiff had no right to bail. It's the case of smoker. She hardly knew her.
You're welcome, man.
Okay, Marcia Fine?
Yes.
You're suing Salaf Sayedabman for $850 a security deposit and rent refund for half of the month because, according to you, the place was unlivable and misrepresented to you. Tell me what's going on.
Okay, on September the 10th, I went to see the place. We signed, as a sublessor, we signed an agreement.
May I see it?
It was just something on paper, and here's a copy of the check as well.
Okay.
Basically, I told her that I don't smoke, and I asked if, she smoked. She said she did not. I asked her if any of the neighbors around smoked, and she said that nobody did. And then
how would she know if any neighbors? How would you know if neighbors smoked? How would you know if a neighbor has a friend who smokes? How?
I don't know.
Did you tell her none of the neighbors smoke?
I know the neighbors don't smoke.
So you did. Yeah. You told her the neighbors don't smoke. Go ahead.
So then basically I do voiceovers for a living, among other things. So I record projects and stuff. So I just wanted to make sure that the apartment's, quiet enough so I can do that kind of stuff. Also, I asked if there was Wi-Fi internet in the apartment. So she said, yes, there's Wi-Fi. And she says, yes, it's quiet. And I was there at night. And I could see that the apartment was quiet. So when I came on the 16th and I saw that I called and asked for the username and passcode for the Wi-Fi. And she told me then that the Wi-Fi hadn't been working for a couple of days.
Okay. And go on.
Okay. And I also record, so, voiceover, so I wanted to make sure the place was relatively quiet. She said, yeah, and I was there at night. So during the day, when I was moving in on the 16th, I noticed that the windows constantly rattle from the traffic on the bridge. I believe it's the Gowanus. It's right outside the window. So they constantly
A picky
rattle.
person like you needs to see it in the day and the night.
Apparently so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so it was rattling, and now this.
So the windows rattled, so I wouldn't be able to, record there. Actually, the woman also across the way.
Did you tell her that you were going to be recording in your home, and so it had to be studio quiet?
Yeah.
Because you have eyeballs and you see the Gowanuses outside your window. So
I'm not familiar with the area. So at night.
Do you have eyeballs?
Yeah, I have eyeballs.
Okay, so you know that there's a highway right there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but at night it was
good. Then tape at night.
Quiet.
Okay, right. But that doesn't then tape at night is the answer. But if you have if you are running a business out of your room and you need it to be a certain way, then you really need to be a little bit more careful about because what ends up happening? You move in and what?
Okay, so she's pissed off because she rents a place and it's too noisy and she's a voiceover person and she lives by a highway. Reaction to that?
Absolutely not. She should not be able to break the lease. I mean, it's her fault. She should have checked out the apartment before she rented it, everything like that.
How hard is it to check out an apartment when it's right by the highway? What do you do?
I'm sorry.
Open your... What do you do?
I think she should have known.
You open your eyes, right?
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay, that was a trick question. Going inside the courtroom.
She tells you, well, Wi-Fi hasn't been working a few days.
Right.
And you tell me about the smoke.
Okay, so the first thing I noticed really on the 16th when I moved in is that the neighbor directly across the hall, there was here's a picture. There were a bunch of cigarettes, and I later saw her standing right outside the apartment door.
Is that an inside
Chain
hallway?
smoking.
Or
Yeah,
is that
inside hallway.
So she's smoking and ditching her cigarette on the floor?
Ditching her cigarette on the floor
Well,
and
that's-
smoking, so it's going right under the doorway to the apartment.
Wow.
Literally
She
standing
can't be
outside.
bothered to walk outside?
Pacing. I don't know.
What's with that?
Maybe that's the girlfriend or something.
Maybe what?
The girlfriend, because there's a girlfriend next door.
Have you ever seen all those cigarettes in front of the...
Once in a while, not always.
Did she ask you about cigarettes?
I don't remember. But because I have asthma, so I don't smoke or nothing like that.
Right, but did she ask, when I asked you earlier whether she asked you if the neighbors
I think
smoked,
she
you
did,
actually
Mom.
admitted to
Yeah.
answering, yeah, the neighbors don't smoke. So if
'Cause
you had
she's not the
seen
neighbor,
this,
she's the
I'm
girlfriend.
talking, hold on, will you wait until I'm done with my question? If you had seen this occasionally, then why would you give her that kind of guarantee? You know you're just asking for a problem because she's gonna end up leaving because it's important enough to her to have brought up. What happened with the internet?
The internet was fine, and then after a few days, something happened to it, so I had to change it.
Had that ever happened before?
Clear, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So now
So why didn't you just tell her, well, I have internet, but sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't? Why didn't you just tell her that? Which would be truthful? Because you wanted her money? I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Sometimes it works, sometimes so I don't know if it's
I
not
know.
gonna
Why
work.
didn't you say that to the person who specifically asked you whether you had internet? Instead of saying, yeah, no problem, we have internet. Why didn't you just tell her we have spotty internet? Then she would have moved on somewhere else. She wouldn't have rented from you.
Because this happened once, and it happened for like 5-6 months ago. It didn't always happen.
Okay. So you don't even move in, according to you.
I moved in that day. I was halfway moved in, let's say. And then I realized, because of the number of those things, that it wasn't
Yeah,
acceptable.
I'm not really concerned about the noise from
Right.
the highway that you
I
didn't
understand.
notice. I don't.
Right,
I don't
right.
consider that to be like a
I
misrepresentation.
understand.
That's your own problem.
Of course.
But the Wi-Fi you're just basically rolling over on, and the smoking you're basically rolling over on. So what this lady's asking for? I'm sorry. Hold on. So what this lady's asking for? She wants her security deposit back. Did she damage the place?
No.
Okay.
She never
And you
moved.
haven't given her any of that. And then she wants a rent refund for the second half of September, even though you were in there how many days?
I mean, okay, the 10th we made the agreement, the 16th I was moved in and I was out the 16th, so really 6 days.
Okay, you were out the same day you moved in?
I had to.
Okay, so she was there a week, but she's willing to pay you 2 weeks and just wants the other 2 weeks back. What is the problem? Why won't you pay her any of her money back? But more importantly, let's talk about the security deposit. Why won't you pay her back the security deposit?
Because she said she's gonna stay here for 7 months, so she promised me she's
Yeah,
gonna
but
stay.
you don't have a 7-month lease. You have a
No.
month to month,
Yes,
and you
yeah.
have a problem with smoking and Wi-Fi, which you promised her. So, but you understand security deposit has nothing to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, lady, do me a favor. Let's get both of us out of our misery. $850 verdict for the plaintiff.
Well, let's find out what the defendant thinks just happened in the courtroom. What was that?
I don't know,
How did that go? How did that go so badly for you so fast?
because of the internet.
Why couldn't you have just been totally honest with the plaintiff?
Because the internet always works, so that was the luck that our week didn't work.
All right. Okay, so come on in here. What do you make of this?
You know, I thought the judge was great. She was really fair, and I'm pleased. I'm pleased with the results. Yeah, I'm happy. Thank you.
You blaming the internet too for everything?
You always blame the internet, or you could blame the cigarette smoke. You could blame anything you want, but
The internet.
Yeah.
Let's blame the internet.
just do that.
Harvey?
So if smoking is really an issue for you in an apartment, what you should do is put it in the lease. I mean, put it in writing where you make it clear exactly what your expectations are and what happens if your expectations aren't met.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I don't know if you've heard, but Mint's premium wireless is $15 a month. But I'd like to offer one other perk. We have no stores. That means no small talk. Crazy weather we're having. No, it's not. It's just weather. It is an introvert's dream. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.